check out this box art, guys. This is amazing. Man, as soon as I opened the package, pulled back that black bubble wrap, I was like, whoa, this may be one of the sickest boxes that Mezco has done. We've had some cool boxes. The version before this that we got of Doc NOC with the Yeti, that one's got some really cool artwork too, but something about the reds and the whites just, I don't know, and the way Doc NOC's face just pops on the red, that looks sick. I love this artwork. We kind of have these little rays of snow falling really quickly here. We got Krampus with this super menacing look there in the back. We have the, I don't know, the mountain, I guess you would call it. Doc NOC is loaded up here. He's got his gun, he's got his ammo, all that good jazz. Side of the box, we just have, you know, the holiday Doc Nocturnal logo. The back has almost this, I don't know, I guess you'd call this like a playing card look. That's what I would call it. I'm not really sure, but it looks sick. It looks like Krampus's hand continues onto the side over there. Yeah, really cool. Disc almost isn't big enough. We have this awesome design, almost like a bandana look that carries on. Oh, that is, yeah, that is sick. This little cardboard cutout here will make for some awesome background to like take pictures in front of. I don't know if you ever necessarily want to take a picture of the figure in front of, but I don't know. I feel like, especially if you get like right here or something, yeah, that could be pretty cool. Even this background, honestly. So here we go. How he comes right out of the box. So he's got his black belt on. He does not have the mask on. The red suit, if you have the Yeti version, it is the same suit. As far as I can tell, it has the webbing up here and, you know, the fur and everything. The difference being the bright silver on the inside, that's blue, and then obviously we got red. And I'm not looking directly at them. I assume all of it's the same as far as boots and everything. The all black boots look pretty sick. Well, they're like a matte blackish gray, and then they got the silver studs, the gloss black, and the silver down here, but mostly black. Got the gauntlets. The belt's got a like white stitching that goes around it. I will say he does look pretty cool, but he's lacking. Now this sculpt, not that it's a bad sculpt or anything, but I feel like this sculpt really suited the Doc 2.0 version that we got. In the Christmas suit, I don't know, not about it. So once we take this out of the package, check this out, guys. Look how white this sculpt is. I don't have any other Doc NOC sitting beside me, or I would grab it. Normally they're kind of like an off-white, like an actual, you know, skull color. This one is just white, and honestly, I don't know why, even without any shading or anything, you can still really see the details in there. You got the black for the nose. There's a little bit of black going on around some of the mouth cutouts there, a little bit of black around the eyes. I'm just gonna press it down. Oh, this one fits a little tighter than most. I don't know if I like that. Oh, yep, good pop. Yeah, he's definitely got to have, I like to do. So it is always wired. So personally, I like to kind of press the tops down, pinch the sides a little bit, get like a nice flare there. You can look how menacing that looks, guys. And then his fist looks like it's broken because it's so weird. Yeah, I mean, just, that ain't really, not a pose or anything, but, you know, looking at him at angles like this, you can't deny how sick that is. But the beauty of Mezco is we have a whole tray full of stuff to deck him out in. So let's get that open. So I didn't do this on the last Doc we got. Apparently, according to the instructions, these little guys can actually be hung on them and kept on them. So I got to go back and add these to my Yeti. Usually this little stuff like this I keep in the box until I want to use it for poses and stuff, and not put it on the figure, because just to keep it from getting lost or broken. But then I was looking at the instruction sheets that they include with these nice little pictures and how everything works. And if you check it out, apparently these, oh, it's upside down. So yeah, our ice axe. This is to fold ice axe, gently push down on pick. To open, gently pull up on pick. Yeah, not even sure if I ever messed with that on the other one. I didn't realize it had the webbing down there. Sick little sculpting there. Really cool detail. But let me look and figure out what sheet it was on. If we look at this picture, the carabiner there can hold his shoes, it looks like. And then the one that's off to the sides, you can double stack and hang them up. So if we turn Doc Knock around to the back side here, you can see his belt is on. We got his webbing and accessory pack. We have this, which I'm going to throw to the side for now. Gun holster and the main holster. So we're going to hook that on. As you can tell, he's got this little loop here, loop here. It's going to be hard to show on camera. Got these little hooks. Focus. But basically, these little hooks will just loop in through these. Am I going to get it first try? Probably not. Yeah, let's get back to it. I'm going to hook them in real quick. It's actually pretty simple to do. It's really hard to do, like, with it not right in front of me and looking at it through a camera. So I'm going to not do that. Once his harnesses are buckled in there, gives it a good contrast, makes them a lot more tactical. But now we have the option to add even more accessories to the harness. So we can't attach these just yet without adding this awesome holster. It's a nice black pleather. It's got several little of these carabiner things on it. So it's going to go over on his right leg here. And basically the way you do that, he has this hook up front. We're going to take the first little carabiner here, but it's going to hook through there, and then you'll loop around and go to this back one here. Now, as you can tell, as we're hooked in there and there, he can put his gun in there, and it gives us 2 extra carabiners, which will allow these right here to hook on. So I'm going to go into the closed mode there so he don't get, stabbed by his own equipment. Grab this. Boom. Hooked in. And now it just kind of dangles off to the side, which looks kind of sick. So I'm going to add the other one. And yeah, I don't know if you add them both on one. I'm probably going to add them as 2 separate ones. The pictures almost make it look like you put both of them on one thing. So I'm going to just kind of mess with that and find out. But I feel like it would break putting both on one or stick out weird. And I don't know. So I'm going to do 2 separate hooks. So there we go with both of them on. I did take and flip this one around. I had it flipped in there the other way at first. So they were like aiming at each other. It looks a lot more natural when you set it like that. And I love how much like contrast it adds just by adding all these little accessories on. So that brings us to the pistol. Now on the white, the pistol, the webbing really shows up there. And it's, like I said, it's got this almost like pearl finish, like the gun's like a matte white plastic. And then we got the silver webbing. There's almost like a pearl white behind the webbing. You see some silver there. I don't remember if the... No, so I don't think it pops out. So you could like load it or anything. It's pretty cool. We got the skull there on the side. Some more webbing and stuff throughout. Some detailed lines through there. Double barrels, really cool. And I mean, I guess technically you could hang this gun from him if you wanted to, but he's got a holster, so no need to do that. slide it in the holster right there. Fits nice and snug, and you can kind of play around with this. It being on a belt, you can slide it in front of them, you could slide it off to the side. I like it off to the side, I think. And I don't know if this is actual names for this stuff, if this stuff exists or not. Mezco calls this a double folding karambit. So on this one, again, awesome looking white color. The silver really shows the details on the scrapes and sculpting there. Really nice and pointy. Awesome looking handle with the grip texture there. So we can fold it. You can see the hinge in the middle. Don't try to flex it like right there. So it detaches from the handle up here. I recommend, it can only go one way. As you can see how it's got this slot there, and then this little notch goes into it. I recommend grabbing it up here and then just gently fold it over. And if you fold it too much, it's going to separate there like that. And I have to fix it. Alright, snaps back into place. So noted to be careful with that. So if we go over here, it shows we can hang this off of the side loop. He's got this one here and this one here. Our folding karambit, as it's called. Yeah, that fits really good. It's not in the way. It's not going to it can fall, but it hooks in there really good. So that's going to stay. I love how it adds the contrast up here. Each little bit you add just adds so much more to his outfit, honestly. I almost wish they would have did the webbing up here in white. Yeah, maybe it would have an issue with staining or something, I don't know. But I feel like not the whole piece in white, but just the webbing in white would have really looked cool. I don't know. Maybe it would have took away from it, made it look Christmassy, but then again, I don't think so. I think it would look really sick personally. But this guy, it's kind of like his little claw thing that would open up to grab stuff, maybe to climb or whatever. Now you could probably do this downward, you could probably do it upward. If you do it upward, it's going to hinder some articulation with the arm, I think. So I'm going to do it downward. So I'm not ever going to be bending his leg backwards, it's only going to be going forward, so it doesn't really get in the way back there, and it holds really good. Now I'm not going to display it this way. This big carabiner here, we can put his, I don't know what they're actually called without looking at the paper, they're snowshoes. If you haven't seen those, get the webbing, his signia there on the bottom, it's got the pegs. And I'll go ahead and show you guys. You just slide the boot right through. Now you can detach these straps. You don't really need to. But there's a hole. If you just kind of look, it's going to be hard to show and I don't want to bend it. But just press it until it goes in, and take your thumb, press up the bottom, and then boom. Snowshoes. These came in handy on some pictures I did with the Yeti in Doc Knock, the snow version, because it made him be able to sit on this rock I had outside that was covered in snow really easy. Insert the picture here. You guys can follow my Instagram, JustBones95 Animations, and see my Mezco photography stuff. I don't have a crazy camera or anything yet. I do most of it on my phone and then use Lightroom to edit it and make it better. But yeah, they came really in clutch like that. But yeah, you can just hang them up off of this big one here if you wanted to, like that, and just let them drape. I think personally it'll look a little too big, gaudy, and add too much to the back of them. So I'm just going to leave that as an empty slot. Now, I mean, for pictures or something, you could add it. If you really wanted them, I don't want to add it. Next accessory that we already have out here, goggles. Now, I don't really ever use these that much personally. Like, I've tried them before. So, with the, you set them up when he's got his mask on, you can kind of stretch them over the skull mask. I mean, it works. I think it looks kind of weird personally. I like them actually better being up with the skull. Now, when you don't have the skull on them and you just have the, his normal head without the mask on, then they definitely add some flair to them. But like, let's see. Yeah, even peeking through the hood, I don't use them that much. I'll use them for pictures and stuff for sure. It's definitely a good accessory to include if you want to see them. Focus. Hey, they have yeah, so these have a purplish tint to them. Pretty cool. Now, onto our smaller accessories. We got 2 big grenades, 4 of these smaller canister style ones, the knife, and our communication device. Let's get out one of the bigger grenades here. They're a little tricky to get out, so I'm just going to go ahead and dump all these since I'm going to use them all. Try not to drop them. So here's our big grenade. It's a pretty small piece, but it's the bigger one. We've got the skull. You can't see that. So we got the skull. Okay, so the issue is when I put my, trying to focus and then put my hand behind it, then I have both hands and, well, I need 3. But yeah, it's got some matte black, some gloss blacks, the skull on it. I mean, pretty standard grenade. Nothing crazy with that one. But they can. Where do these go? They can go in the back. I don't know why I was thinking it had a loop up here. I don't think they go in this strap, but maybe they do. Oh, I was so not paying attention. It's like the other ones, the other NOCs. They're kind of hard to do. You have to like almost wedge something in there, or just put them in at a crazy angle, and then watch this. Take like your fingernail, and then you just kind of pinch them in there. Now these probably, I mean, that's a pretty tight fit, but if you go moving it around, posing it a lot, there's a good chance you will knock that out of there. So just forewarned. So now if we come to the front of Doc NOC, let's put them in a good T-pose here. You can see we have some more of these same style straps, and that is for these smaller little grenades. And what do they call these? I'm just curious. So these are icebreaker grenades. I'm gonna put mine with the pins facing inward, I guess. That way the back side's flat up against the arms and we're not hindering anything. I don't know if they would hinder anything facing the other way, but just because I don't want to redo it. So you get 4 of these total. So you can put 2 in the outfit there. Not 4. I don't see anywhere else you could now. Maybe you could swap out if you wanted to. Instead of doing the big grenades, you could give them just 4 of the icebreaker ones. Maybe he's got a whole lot of ice to break and it's going to need all 4. So you're doing like, I don't know, stop motion, and you want it to make sense, and you want him to be able to grab all these from a suit and not just have some weird infinite supply that, you know, he's pulling these from nowhere. There. So there they are, pressed pretty even. Now I did just knock out a thing, but I was moving them around a lot trying to get those in there. So I'm just going to rehook that. And you can also kind of split it like that. It's going to stay pretty good that way. But so now, so we get a nice little knife there. Get a cool shimmer to it. It looks mostly black until you hit it in some light. Matte black handle. Pretty standard knife. This is going to be able to slide up into that strap right there. I'd be a little worried if you're gonna put them in a lot of like a really bent over pose. Maybe take that knife out first. I could see you breaking the handle off that. Not that it's super weak, but it's just you can only go so thick on something that needs to be sharp. So for the last accessory that we're gonna add to this costume, we have this big pocket here, and that is for this little telecommunication device, walkie-talkie looking thing there, or in official terms it is listed as a tracking device. So uses this bad boy to track down Krampus. Yeah, really hard to do this stuff far away in front of a camera, but it just slides in there. And the last big piece we can put on this guy here. Entrenching tool, aka shovel. It's got a nice folding handle, pivots at both ends, so you can do something like that right there. And I don't know if it goes handle first, but the blade, I assume you're going to want to put it like that. I feel like would make the most